Coach, thank you very much for your time. How are you doing?
Sure. Hey, okay, man. Yeah, no, after the loss, I don't know. But yeah, we live to survive another day, so it's all good.
Coach, your thoughts on the game?
I suppose overall, maybe a bad day in the office. We were confident coming into the game. We had a good game plan. We knew in transition we were going to give them a lot of problems. They've struggled with injuries in certain departments. So we kind of anticipated them to play with a 4 at the back, which is kind of how they played. And they played a more offensive player in a right back. So we knew we were going to have a lot of spaces behind the fullbacks. But I think in the end, we just struggled to manage the final touch, especially in transition. We had some good moments to be able to at least get the first goal, gain some confidence. And so if you don't score those goals, as the fatigue sets in and the critical moments of the game later on in the first half, you kind of get that set play, and I think it's well executed, so it becomes a goal. But generally, I think they were just quick out of the block in the first half. They played with a lot of authority. We just kind of struggled to match the physique. And so I think that's kind of where we maybe lost our game. And then we conceded early in the second half. It kind of changes every other game plan you had going in. And so that forces us to react. We bring in the subs, we look to use the wing backs to cut inside, but we don't find them very early on. And if you don't find them early on, we don't create the opportunities that we see, because we see the spaces between the full back and the wing back when we cut in. But if you don't take advantage of those by going wide early, it becomes a problem for us. But I think overall, it's from the momentum that we've had, I expected a lot better. But yeah, sometimes we can have a bad day in the office, and we have to accept it and look to learn from some of the key moments in which we thought could have done better, fix the mistakes, and try to do better the next game.
Coach, you had your moments in this game, but generally they dominated. They seemed to be more in control, more comfortable than you guys. What would you attribute that to?
Look, I think they've struggled of late. They've struggled to get the goals. They've had injury problems, and I think they came out strong. And so physically they were much stronger than us, and I think that's really where we lost the game early on. And so we just kind of struggled to manage and control the game. Our passes were not so accurate, and I think that's kind of where we lost the game. And then it gives them a lot of control. They had more numbers centrally. Their movement was a bit sharper this time around than what we expected. And so when it's sharper, it's giving us problems, especially in the half spaces. And I think that's where we lost the game. And it's not for not playing well. I would say it's just more the intent was clear from them, and our boys just lost confidence as the game went on.
The first goal, wonderful free kick.
Yeah.
Not much to do.
Yeah, credit.
There's nothing much you can do about that.
Credit, yeah.
But the second one comes very, very early in the second half. And I know coaches talk about these critical moments a lot. But I think 46 minutes or 47 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes after.
The goal, and it becomes very difficult for you guys.
We always talk about taking an extra touch, even when you're under pressure. It just allows us to be able to lower the tempo, and then therefore we're able to find the right passes. I think we clear it because we're still a bit nervous maybe after the first goal, which you concede 4 minutes additional time into the first half. And so we come in, rush of blood, people are starting to look to play first touch. And when you're in control, the ball is not dangerous. And so if I take the touch, I control it, I'm able to play it better. That way then we move the pressure away. And so I think if you don't control the ball, if you don't take the touch to try to clear better, when you're in the right body stance, it becomes difficult. And so I think that's kind of where at an individual level we could have managed it better. Other than that, in that moment, we're not struggling to find the half space. We've got the right numbers. We just need to clear the ball well. And so we struggle, and it lands obviously on the feet of the opponent. And so the energy is still high, so they score. We have to take it. It's mistakes. It's part of the game. We must accept that they happen and try to fix them.
Coach, I think we are just slightly over the halfway line of the league.
Right.
What do you make of your performance so far?
So we've now played, this was our second game of the second half. We've played Midlands, kind of a draw. So this is how we started off the first half as well. First game, Midlands 1-1. Second half, 0-0, sorry. And then second game we play UJ. We've lost that 1-0. And then from then onwards, we just kind of picked up the momentum. I'm happy with where we are. I'm happy with our performances in games. I think we've lost some points in games where we were winning and we could have won them. But generally, I'm happy with how we've performed. I'm happy with how we've defended. I'm happy with how we've managed to play in defense, but also sort of in transition moments whenever we're playing a much more superior opponent. But I'm also happy about how we've tried to stamp our authority with our high press. We've remained a lot more compact defensively, so we didn't give a lot of spaces away, including even in the first leg when we played them. So I think overall we're in a good space. All we have to do is we just try to fix the mistakes from today. We should be able to bounce back and see how we could do better. But absolutely happy with where we are. Losing 3 games after, well, this was the 4th loss now, but losing 3 games after 17 games is absolutely not a bad way to start the league. So we'll try to do better second half.
Coach, thank you very much for your time and all the best going forward.
Thanks, Chief. Thank you.